What's up, Mike?
Maybe she'll call or write you a letter.
Up, fellas.
Maybe she'll see you on the 4th of July.
Digital 410 Productions proudly presents the What's in Your Head podcast.
Digitized live from
your company name here.
Studios in Cape Coral, Florida. It's the What's in Your Head podcast.
Reveal the secret.
The
snack wrap will be back in 2025. This has a cult following. I get so many emails into my inbox about this product. It will be back in 2025.
A cult following for the snack wrap.
It does. It really does.
Okay, and it's coming back when?
I'm not going to tell you exactly when in 2025 for competitive reasons.
Big Mac snack wrap.
Okay, well, thank you for coming in this morning, Joe.
Thank you.
Robin.
I was voting for the
Big Mac snack wrap. What's up? What's up? What's up? OG5. We're back. We're cold, but we're still alive. Unlike some people in New York City. I'm sorry, a little too soon. Speaking of New York City, have you guys seen the photos of the quote unquote unmasked gunman?
I have not.
No.
All I'm about to say is the wrong guy's about to get fucking arrested. Do yourself a favor.
Really?
Pull up Google on your computer right now. Go to Google image search and just type in NY shooter. NY space shooter. And if you get the same Google search I do, they have the photo of the alleged shooter unmasked, and he has on a green jacket with dual breast pockets and a backpack with black straps. And then next to it is the picture of the believed suspect with the mask up, who has on a green jacket with no breast pockets with a gray backpack with gray straps. It's not the same fucking guy.
Oh, no.
Unless he changed jackets and backpacks between the time he got his picture taken standing in line somewhere. I mean, you see it, right? It's clearly not the same jacket, not the same backpack. So unless he somehow put on a back jacket and a similar backpack, I'm going to change my disguise, but we're not going to go that far out. I mean, clearly it's not the same fucking guy.
Somebody's fixing to have a bad day.
Yep, somebody's about to get themselves a case of, have you seen that TV show, The Madness?
Yeah.
Have you watched The Madness yet there, Morgan?
No, I have not.
I know you're holed up in a hiney hole and you're probably looking for shit to do. Go on Netflix. Now, I have to warn y'all, for the first half of the series, you got to prepare yourself for some lazy writing and some bad bullshit. But I think halfway through the series...
So it's like every other TV show.
Well, I think halfway through the series, they decided, some other writers came in and said, hey, we need to equalize the equilibrium to this. Without any spoiler alerts, there's a fella who gets accused and set up for killing a white nationalist. But the thing that bothered me is in the episode where he feels threatened by his family. And so he pulls out the pistol that somehow he walked into a high-end corporate style gun shop. They didn't film some back alley New York pawn shop with some shady fucking white dude. No, this looks like ammunition out of Grand Theft Auto. It has some Armenian guy there. This is like a top tier gun shop with a Browning automatic rifle on the fucking wall, amongst other high quality firearms. And somehow he buys a pistol and only needs a background check and walks out with it the same day. No concealed carry permit, never owned a gun a day in his life. Somehow walks out with a fucking M&P same day. But anyhow, when his family
Must have been the gun show loophole.
Well, his family feels threatened, and so he pops 4 shots off in the air. And then when his sister-in-law gets angry at him for quote unquote shooting up the neighborhood, he's going to get in trouble with the police. He cites the castle doctrine, says that he's free and clear because of I don't care what state you live in, what doctrine you cite, warning shots are fucking illegal. For those of you in the back row, Morgan, why are warning shots illegal?
I'm not 100% sure what the exact definition
goes up
is, but
must come down.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
You are personally responsible for every round that leaves the barrel of your gun. And if you shoot your gun in the air like it's fucking Mexico in 1796 and it's fucking New Year's Eve, those rounds are going to come down and possibly embed in someone's fucking head. That is why you go to jail for firing warning shots. Because I don't care what state, you can live in the most conservative red state. with open carry laws, you can only pull out your gun if you're feeling threatened. And by golly, if you fire off a shot, it better be at the person who's threatening your life. You can't brandish a firearm and wave around and say, leave me be, and then they leave you be. No, that's brandishing a firearm. You're only supposed to pull it as if your life is in danger. And if you have time to wave it in the air like you just don't care and shoot it in the air, your life is not threatened. You're just feeling a little concerned about maybe a broken nose or perceived violence. So no, the castle doctor is not going to prevent you from getting arrested for popping 4 fucking warning shots in the air in a community.
Yeah.
Well, ammo's expensive. 4 warning shots is crazy.
I know this guy works for a high-end left-leaning media organization, and they claim he's just a consultant, but somehow he has like this townhome in New York. It probably runs about 10 grand a month. So I think he can afford some 45 rounds or 9mm at $2 a pop. Now, I'm just putting this out there. I know I'm just like a little nobody podcast host and a YouTuber. I dress like this. If I'm on the newspaper and TV for suspected chopping up a body and people are used to me looking like this, guess how the fuck I'm not dressing when I'm walking around in public? Like this. My ass is shaving. I'm going to start wearing Tommy Hilfiger, maybe some Abercrombie and Fitch, maybe a fucking a tuxedo. No, homeboy who's used to be seen wearing fucking high-end $5,000 3-piece suits and sport jackets while on the lam until finally he gets fucking beat up and put in jail. He's still walking around in his $1,200 fucking Armani jacket and shoes, and heaven forbid he takes a razor to his face. When he does finally dress up, he looks like fucking Method Man. It's like, dude, I would shave. I would wear like a golf shirt, maybe tuck it. I would completely not on this show, but it turned out to be a pretty decent show. As it goes by, they kind of start leveling the playing field and some of the ridiculous. Like for the first few episodes, you're like, I know what state the writer of this show lived in. But yeah, so much like the gentleman in that show, whoever the poor son of a bitch is in photo number 3 on the Google image search, where he looks like he's just chilling in line at the Starbucks coffee, dude, you're about to catch a rap.
Major rap.
And people are upset in New York. They're not upset that this guy died. They're upset that people in power have considered maybe shutting down bridges like this is a fucking movie to prevent him from leaving the island. And as people are saying, cops and civilians get shot every fucking weekend in New York. When's the last time they've shut down a bridge to keep the person, now when it's a CEO and a multi-billionaire, now you guys are wanting to shut down the bridge and quarantine the island until you find the shooter like it's some fucking movie from 1990. But every weekend, 30 people are getting shot in this city. No one's shutting down shit.
Well, you know what they ought to do is they ought to shut down the island like they did in Escape from New York. And just blow the bridges and leave everybody there to fend for themselves.
Wasn't it during the Boston bombings that they shut down that whole fucking city for like 3 days to find those fucking guys until they found them in that boat?
Did you get to hear
they found the one kid in the boat, I think.
You heard about the shell casings though, right? We're just trying to get caught up here with everybody.
Yeah, something.
The unexpended 9mm rounds laying on the ground.
Yeah, the one that he etched the words in.
I didn't hear about that. I just saw on CBS Evening News they were showing pictures talking about the shell casings laying all over in there.
So how this went from being a suspected assassination attempt to a confirmed assassination attempt, they found 3 shell casings on the ground, and much like out of a fucking movie, if we're going to. The shooter etched deny in one shell casing, defend, and depose, which apparently is kind of like the corporate healthcare's kind of slogans from how the 3 steps to denying someone's health insurance claim is deny, defend, and depose, i.e. depose means take them to court. And so basically this isn't, hey, this guy fucked my wife, I'm killing him, or this guy, didn't pay my dog walking fees. No, this guy, clearly the shooter probably lost somebody to cancer or had some sort of medical issue and was clearly making a statement and obviously knew he was going to shoot at least 3 fucking times.
Well, and the possibility too that, he had some kind of a medical issue, and he knew they denied me. I can't afford the procedure. It's gonna kill me.
And if they
So
catch me,
I'm
who
fucking
fucking
taking
cares?
right. I'm taking this fucking clown out.
I lost my dad to esophageal cancer
Yeah.
18 years ago because his HMO wouldn't pay for an endoscopy. And, my dad was a really laid back dude, and he was just like, oh, okay, if they're not going to pay for it, obviously I don't need it. And, they could have saved his life if they would have paid for like a $300 or $400 test.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I can understand. I mean, if this guy lost somebody, not to the point of going and whacking the guy, but I understand why it could piss you off real fucking bad.
Well, and
for that, I think this guy was involved in some other like shady shit and lawsuits. He wasn't by no means a good guy. The crazy thing is, want to feel old, Morgan?
I already do, but lay it on me.
You want to know how we're getting older? When this guy, the evil motherfucker who got shot, graduated the same year as my brother, we're now the same age as the bad guys. He graduated high school in 1993. If you look at the photo of the guy who got shot, he's like fucking 51. So it's insane to think, wow, somebody my age is actually smart enough and successful enough to be a CEO of a fucking multi-billion-dollar healthcare system.
Well, that's funny. That gives me a side note too. But keeping on with the medical theme here for a second,
Yeah,
I
so
just went to the doctor.
Uh-huh.
I just went to the doctor for my knee, and I went through the whole rigmarole with him. And at the end of it, he was like, "All right, well, the bone looks good. It seems like you've got plenty of spacing and stuff between the bones and the kneecap and all that stuff." He said one side was a little bit a skosh, too close, but it is what it is. And he said, I'm going to recommend that you get an MRI, and I'm going to recommend that you do physical therapy. Okay. He said, well, see what you can do about the MRI, because some insurance companies will not cover an MRI unless you do physical therapy first. But the MRI is going to show if there's any more damage to the ligaments and all the stuff that the x-rays can't find and can't see. So that doesn't make any sense to me. Like what, like at the, like, why wouldn't you want to know as soon as possible?
Yeah, two things. One, physical therapy on a knee is super expensive. When Carrie blew her knee out, physical therapist wanted to see her 3 times a week at $80 a fucking visit.
Yeah.
And her insurance wouldn't cover any of it until after we spent $400 out of pocket. And
Right.
2, you might want to find a new doctor, because I just Googled it. A skosh, often spelled SKOSH, is not an official unit of measurement, as it is a slang term meaning for a very small amount, essentially an imprecise, informal way to describe a tiny quality. There is no set standard for how much a quote skosh is, making it a non-standard unit of measurement. So if your doctor's telling you your knee's off a skosh, you might want to go see a better doctor. No, the thought I had real quick, in order for this to be relevant, you got to ask yourself, what's worse, life in prison or dying at a young age? Because if the poor guy that they're showing as the shooter is the shooter, I'm going to say he's like 35. But let's say in our Hollywood movie that we're talking about here, he decides life in prison is better than death.
Sure.
We're at the tail end of 2024. What did we learn in 2023 and 2024? If you live in California, New York, Chicago, that if you're in prison and you want to get a sex change, who has to pay for it?
Taxpayers.
So if you're
not United Healthcare,
and we're going with, if you're this guy and we're going with
certainly not now,
that maybe he has a disease that he can't afford in his insurance claim, but maybe there's a cure. If they can pay for chopping off cocks, maybe they can pay to replace my kidney. Just a thought. Maybe he did this as
well. So it's kind of like the guy that goes and robs the bank so he can get 3 hots in a cot
and free surgery. Or fuck it, I got terminal disease. I'm going to be dead in fucking 3 months. Who cares if they catch me? It could be one of the two.
It's interesting, because you were saying that we are now the age. Well, you guys are now the age that you're, the bad guy for the bad guys. Have you guys seen Home Alone?
Yeah.
It's pretty universal. Everybody's probably seen that movie at one point or another in their life. I am the same age that what's his name? Not Harry, but the other one, Marv,
Pesci?
was when that movie was being filmed.
I got one more.
That's an interesting perspective for me because as I'm continuing to grow up and push further into adulthood and whatnot, I don't feel like an adult.
Yeah,
When
you
I
don't
was
have
a
those
kid,
moments where you
isn't
watch
that isn't that
TV.
such a right? Isn't that such a weird like thing? Because when you were younger and you looked at an adult, you thought, "Wow, that's an adult. That's a man right there." And then as you're growing up, you're like, "I am not that fucking guy."
Now you understand why for the
So
last 4 years I've been saying the older I get, the younger old gets.
Right.
Two, how old are you now? 35?
32.
32?
Yeah, he was 32,
Watch this,
33 when they
Morgan.
filmed that movie.
Do me a favor. How old's your wife?
31.
Watch this, Morgan. Do me a favor. This weekend, when you and your wife are cuddling and you're feeling all young and perky, turn on a little series called Roseanne.
I've seen
Roseanne and Dan Connor were 32 on that fucking show. And
Oh
even
my
today, they were
God.
47. So
Wow.
okay.
I mean, we already
So-
understand. We already understand that the cast and crew of fucking Cocoon was 55. But fucking Dan and Roseanne were 32, and Carol O'Connor on fucking
All in the Family.
All in the Family was fucking 42.
Oh
I'm
my
older than
God.
Archie Bunker.
So check this out. You've seen Lethal Weapon, right?
Yeah, it's been a long time, but I've seen it.
You know, Mel Gibson, Danny Glover.
Yeah.
Danny Glover's walking around the entire movie talking
I'm too
about
old for this
how he's
shit.
too old for this shit.
I'm too old.
He was 41 years old.
When's,
41?
12 years younger than I am.
when's the last time you actually seen it?
Lethal Weapon?
Oh, I don't know. It's been a long time.
I started
Kid.
watching
I was
it.
probably a kid when I saw it.
About 3 or 4 months ago, maybe a year ago. Time's been moving fast since 2020, but somewhere in the last 4 years, I started watching again. Holy fuck. Boy, did I not realize that movie was written during the original assault rifle ban. That movie was an anti-gun fucking vehicle for politics. You go back and watch it, the whole through line in that is the reason why citizens should not have assault rifles. It's an anti-gun movie. The whole fucking thing is. It's insane that an action-packed gun movie has a through line written by a bunch of liberals in the 80s about why people shouldn't have guns. I mean, it's almost I think they actually come out and say this is why assault rifles should be banned.
I think my favorite scene of that entire series, I don't remember which one it was, but was the toilet scene.
Lethal Weapon 2.
Was it Lethal Weapon 2?
Yeah, because the reason his toilet is getting replaced is because his house is blown up in part 1.
Mm.
Yeah.
Because in
That's
part
right.
2, that's when the nail gun scene, which anybody who's ever picked up a nail gun knows it has the fucking push safety on it. And
The
you can't just
safety,
lift it up
yeah.
and shoot fucking
Yeah.
penny nails across the goddamn construction site. Not
I mean, that was
with a little bit of duct tape.
if I remember that
Stock.
if I remember that scene correctly, that was like the best. I think was it Mel Gibson was like sitting. Who was on the toilet? Was it Danny Glover?
Danny Glover.
Danny Glover's on the toilet, and I think Mel was in the bathroom, like holding his hands with him or some silly
Yeah, and they did like this rock thing where they rolled into the world's strongest fucking bathtub.
Yeah.
It wasn't even a claw bathtub. That is foreseeable if that was an old school cast iron claw bathtub. That's fucking no. This is your basic ass 1990s 2.5 foot deep grade fucking fiberglass bathtub that's mounted in the wall. They couldn't even bother to put in a fucking claw tub from
tub shower combo.
Yeah. As a plumber, Mike knows that thing wouldn't even handle a fucking beer mug dropped onto it from 4 feet above.
Yeah,
Well, I used to
you'd be
deliver those
surprised.
things. You can't successfully put them on a truck and take them off a truck without breaking them.
In one way or shape, in one shape, whatever the fuck
Yeah.
the saying is, one way or another. Yeah, you're right.
Let me ask you this, because I used to see a van, the bathtub
Down by the river,
yeah, the bathtub
rebath,
rebath where they don't remove the entire bathtub. They basically put a liner in.
put a liner over top of it. Yep.
How much depth are you losing? Because yeah, it may only be a quarter inch. That's a quarter inch all the way around. Like the circumference of your tub, it probably lost like 3. Like if that was a pair of pants, you'd gone from like a 34 down to 32.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how they do stuff. I know there are molds and stuff like that where they'll take like a sheet of fucking whatever and heat it up and it will actually conform to the tub. But I don't know if they put like some kind of, plastic liner in there or if they actually mold it down in there or what. But
I'm
I
sure
mean, either way,
they
you're
pulled it.
still losing a little bit. I mean, whether it's a quarter inch of thickness, and then,
I bet it's
multiply
not
that by
even
each
that much.
side.
I bet they pull the drain out and put a vinyl, like a vinyl sheet in there, like you said, heat it up, and it just molds to the tub, and they put a
Yeah.
new drain in it, and you're probably losing an eighth of an inch all the way around it.
Yeah.
By the way, the quote unquote bag guy 3 years older. He was only 50.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
I thought there might have been some hope for me yet, but apparently
Like,
I'm
oh
not going to be a
no.
Room to
CEO
grow.
anytime soon.
No, you
No.
guys are fucked.
Yeah. I was gonna make a shirt that says "Born for Greatness, Destined for Mediocrity."
Yeah, yeah.
I think I've aged past potential for greatness. I'm just hanging it. I'm just holding on to mediocrity at this point.
Yes. Woo, look at that, boys. About time. Got on the flopper flopper too. It's only 2 pounds. She looks bigger than that, but we'll take it.
Whether your day spent in a garage, in a field, in an office, or in a kayak, 1791 Everyday Carry has something to make your carry more comfortable.
I don't even know if I'm going to get to mediocrity at this point.
Did you see my post today, Mike?
No. I
Twisted
don't think
posted
so.
a picture of them.
Oh yeah, I did.
Skinny jelly
yeah.
roll.
Yeah.
I said that's the last time we'll see him with you guys.
Yeah,
We're fucking-
exactly.
That dude,
Exactly.
he's gonna hi hat everybody. I ain't seen a
Oh,
single
yeah.
photo of him with fucking Struggle Jennings since he made it big. He'll never
Yeah.
be seen in another picture with fucking Jamie Matchrock's Monoxide Child.
This has been a Digital 410 production.